Okay, let me introduce Winterbotham Darby, to who we are and what we do. We're the leading supplier and manufacturer of chilled olives and antipasti and continental charcuterie to UK supermarkets and food service. But what really sets us apart is the work we do in improving farm animal welfare and also our procurement and sourcing strategies around sustainability and responsible sourcing for our olives and antipasti. Winterbotham Darby was founded in 1962. We're headquartered in Merstham near Gatwick in the south of London. We have manufacturing capability in the UK, facility in Clitheroe, and also a second business in Bicester. We work with partner producers right across Europe. At the moment we're working with over 100 different processors. We work with a myriad of different producers, primary processors, growers and farmers. That's in continental Europe and also in the wider world. I'll give you an example. We're working with over 500 farmers who are producing for our continental meats and 350 olive and vegetable growers in Europe and beyond. Supply chain transparency is critically important to us within the business. We see traceability as a prerequisite and transparency is going beyond, we call it going beyond compliance in terms of full visibility right back through manufacturing, primary processing and back to our farmers and growers. We joined the Authenticate Platform over 10 years ago. We looked at different service providers within the industry and Authenticate was the obvious choice for Winterbotham Darby. Using the Authenticate Platform has been instrumental in validating our objectives and the work we're doing around animal welfare and our responsible sourcing and sustainability strategy. We're using the platform to capture data right through the supply chain, whether from manufacturing, primary processing, or indeed right back to farmer and grower. For example, now we're using the platform to capture antibiotic usage with all our farmers, as we've got a clear plan in place in terms of antibiotic reduction. And using the platform gives us an edge as we're able to capture data and manage antibiotic usage per batch of pigs. In terms of the data we capture with our olive growers or vegetable growers for our antipasti, we're using the platform to monitor pesticide usage, water reduction strategies. We're using that with the agronomists we work with to manage growers, to encourage best practice and to deliver on the strategy we've agreed. In terms of the positive features of the platform, the first thing is that it's cloud-based and it's accessible right back through the supply chain. So we use it on a day-to-day basis within our business, but it's accessible for our manufacturers, primary processors, or indeed agronomists or vets access the system at source. Secondly, as Winterbotham Darby have made the capital investment in the system for new farmers or growers to join the platform, it's relatively inexpensive, which is important for us as sometimes cost can be a barrier to entry, and in our case we've taken that barrier out. The platform has brought change within the business. It's become part of our day-to-day operation and indeed helps us when we're in front of customer. In a recent example, I was presenting to a top 4 supermarket recently and we were challenged around how we manage our supply chain. So during the meeting I was able to access the platform and show to the customer the supply chain right back to source, how we manage that, and immediately the customer was reassured and had confidence that we had the transparency that we talk about. In terms of the tangible outcomes, there's been many. A recent example was the work we've been doing with Compassion in World Farming, and we used the platform to validate and demonstrate that the initiatives we're undertaking with our animal welfare are happening in practice. And that's helped us, as we were the first producer supplier in Europe to win the Good Pig Award from Compassion in World Farming in 2016. And we're really proud that in 2017 we won 2 further Good Pig Awards from Compassion. And it's the data we capture and how we manage that data within the platform, and we're able to translate and manage that data to validate and prove that we're meeting the requirements set down by the award. At Winterbotham Darby, we have a modern day slavery statement, and we believe we've gone beyond the industry norms in how we manage those risks within our supply chain. For example, we've taken SEDEX down to tier 2 within our organisation, and by using the platform, we've implemented a bespoke system for managing the risks with our farmers and growers. And we're using the platform, we capture that data for every single grower that we're working with. The beauty of the system is the data we capture is in real time. It can be retrospective or indeed look into the future. And we're able, by using the platform, to risk assess each supply chain and implement action accordingly. We're using the platform to ensure compliance to industry standard. For example, the platform has a link to the BRC database, so we can ensure all partners within our supply chain that they're maintaining their BRC status, which is a prerequisite for own label supply in the UK. Our objective by using the platform is to engineer into our supply chains at the start our improvements to farm animal welfare and our sustainability model, rather than trying to retrospectively re-engineer these challenges into supply chain. We now use the platform as a day-to-day operation. And what the platform has enabled us to do as a business is to manage those risks in a complex supply chain. We're able to link consumer, customer, right back to source in terms of farmer and grower. In terms of managing those risks, whether that's product safety, product quality, animal welfare, or indeed ethical risks, the platform has been instrumental for us as a business in ensuring that we're meeting our compliance. Animal welfare is really important to us as a business, and we've just recently conducted some research, and consumers do tell us that of 52% of consumers we interviewed, animal welfare is really important to them. We use the platform to manage and monitor our compliance in supply chain against our animal welfare objectives. I mean, for example, every quarter on each of our farms, a vet will go in and conduct an inspection, and the results of those inspections are immediately put onto the platform. So we can see in almost real time how our different supply chains and different farms are operating. We set clear KPI objectives against each of these measures, so we can see across Europe how our farms are performing. We're also using the platform to capture all our farm assessments with our growers, and lastly we're using the platform to manage our ethical risk through our bespoke assessment tool. We've got a great relationship with Authenticate. We support each other because what we're doing is at the forefront of transparency, animal welfare and our sustainability model. We would recommend the Authenticate platform to other food businesses. As a starting point, it's really user-friendly. The platform's access up and down our supply chain by vets, agronomists, producers, and they all find it easy to use. Also, we've even given access to some of our clients, so they've got complete transparency of our supply chains right back to source.